Hey guys,
I'm Jerry.
I'm Sierra,
We're ladies.
and we tangent.
What's up, everyone? Hello.
What?
I have a list of things to tell you.
Okay, I haven't had a fucking goddamn thing happen.
Well, these are things that I've been meaning to tell you, and I keep forgetting are important things to tell you.
Yeah.
One, do you remember the picture that I sent you and I said, remind me to tell you about this? And it was my comforter
No.
that had a big brown spot on it.
No. I don't remember a lot
I almost
recently.
caught my house on fire.
Jerry.
Wait,
something did happen to me. Well, you know about it. I had a flood.
yes, you did.
Oh my
Yes, you
God.
did.
We've
Look
had...
at-
What's...
Listen, I said this to Sierra,
No,
and
no,
I'll
I
say it on
can't.
here.
I'm scared.
I've never felt more like someone has a voodoo doll of me than I do like these 800 days of January.
Honestly, we are both getting like kicked in the fucking dick constantly.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. I think a pipe burst in my house and just flooded almost my whole basement.
So you got the flood. I had
got
the bugs.
Yes.
I had the fire.
What else is there? Plague. I'm getting sick again. This can't be happening to us. This cannot be happening. Not again.
Great. But yeah, I had my comforter that I finally was going to wash.
Yeah.
And I had done, this was the day I did so much of my fucking laundry.
Yes.
I put it in the dryer, and I know that comforters normally take like 2 cycles to dry because they're a lot.
Especially mine.
I went to my dryer, went to take it out to flip it and twist it.
Got caught in a part?
No. I think it was just too full and it overheated. And so when I pulled it out, I was like, oh my gosh,
Singed.
there's some brown on this. And then I opened it up and there was a full part of it that looked like it was on fire.
Oh,
like it had been on fire.
Yeah, you know that like with comforters and stuff, you're supposed to go to like a laundromat.
Yeah, I know that now. I
didn't think about that, but that is what everybody tells me because I did catch one of my comforters on fire doing that because it like plugs up all the air vents, so it will overheat the shit out of it. Yeah. Be careful, everybody. When you're doing your laundry, you can really break your appliances if you overfill them.
Or kill everyone.
Kill
everybody.
Be so cautious.
The next thing I was going to tell you, and I will tell everyone as well, I think I've already told you, Mosby got diagnosed with Lyme disease.
Yeah.
And
bugs
again. It's pretty significant.
Yeah.
He's on medication. They're going to test him again in 6 months. And then we're going to be on a more like proactive treatment schedule for him. Yeah. We're going to get Hazel in to get her checked as well. But I mean, I kind of expected it with
how many ticks are out there.
Yes.
There's a lot.
They're like they're bad. They're bad around here. Yeah. And they were like, we're not shocked by this. Like, don't think that you did anything wrong. It's just, it is what it is. And so, he did a very good job when he was at the vet. Aww. As long as he saw me, he was fine. He didn't care what they were doing to him. The only time that he was like, get that is when they shoved the thermometer up his ass.
Oh,
he
my
was
God.
like, I swear to fucking God, I'm not doing this with you.
Well, my dogs, Winston, the drama king of everything, will scream. They're like, hey, he screams like he's being murdered. Like, we've never heard a dog this dramatic. And I'm like, that's Winston. Like, I
don't know. You stick something up my butt, I probably would.
I scream.
I'll scream a little bit. I have 2 more things.
Listen, speaking of animals, Corey told me last night we were watching a show. I told everybody, by the way, there's 2 shows. You should all watch them. Number 1 is called Shrinking. It's on Apple TV. Fucking great show. Jason Segel, not Seagal. Segel is in it. Yes. It's so good. Harrison Ford is in it. There's a lot of other characters in it. I think everyone in the show is fucking hilarious, but it's also very sad. It made me cry multiple times, so everybody loves that when I cry. But it's also just like a good show. Apple TV. And then the second one that I didn't tell you about that we're watching is called Jury Duty. Okay. Have you heard of it?
No.
Okay, it's literally like you're watching The Office,
but
jury duty. Okay, these people are on a jury. And everybody knows it's a skit and they're all actors except for one person who doesn't know it's a skit.
Oh my God, that's so good.
Fucking hilarious because like all of this crazy shit keeps happening and they'll flash to him and he's like, what is
That's so good.
That one I believe is on, what were we watching it on yesterday? Prime? I think Prime.
Okay.
So something like that. But
that's hysterical.
Yeah, dude, we were dying at the show. It makes me laugh so hard, every single one. And also the guy, I think his name's Ronald, who is the one that doesn't understand what's going on, is the biggest golden retriever. Like Corey goes, I would not be good at this show because I would just be pissed off and like acting
yelling
annoyed and pissed the whole time, or just shutting down.
Yeah.
Because when things get awkward like that, he just like shuts down and is quiet. And he goes, do you know who would be good at this? You. I was like, because the guy, crazy shit will happen. He'll just be smiling and be like, that's how it goes, man.
Just be a part of the ride the bit.
Yes. He's just like there for the fun. Like he's like smiling at everybody when shit's happening. He's like, hell yeah. Like it's just so funny.
I think I sent you this reel, but it was it's some game show, and they were like, okay, two people who went to high school together, but their mashes came true. So they were talking like their mashes came true, and she was like, yeah, I drive a cruise ship.
Yes.
You wouldn't believe it. I have 800 kids.
That's so funny. Well, that's what I go, this reminds me, like, because there's one person, James Marsden.
Yeah.
Marsden? I think. Madsen?
I don't know.
I don't know.
You could say anything and I'll say sure.
There is an actor in there who's like a legit famous actor. He plays himself. So he's playing like the douchey actor who wants to get out of it because he has a film to shoot and whatever. But everybody else is like not known, obviously. Yeah. But I'm like, these are the people that go to LA and are so fucking good in their improv classes, but then never got like more than a commercial or something. Yeah. But they kill it in improv. So they're like, we have the perfect kid for you right now. You've been here for 20 years in these classes. Get on in here. We got something for you. Yeah. But the reason I said that was because you were talking about animals, and I was laying there with both my cats on top of me, obviously. And Corey goes, it's so cute because Lucy, who is a bitch. Yeah. Yeah. She's my bitch kitty. Yeah. Is such a mother to Pickle. She just like, I have so many, she cleans him and like chases him around and is just like a mom. And I was like, I think we found her purpose in life when we got Pickle. And Corey was like, it's really cute to see 3 generations of cats on this couch. And I was like, 3? And he was like, you're the grandma.
You're the grandmother black cat.
I'm a grandma.
I'm a grandmother. Speaking of grandmothers, that leads me into another one of my things.
Go ahead.
The crossing guard at my son's school is wild to me. Okay. She takes her job so goddamn seriously.
I love 90% of the crossing guards in our town, except for one who is at one specific school. He can catch these fucking hands.
Does anyone else have issues with their crossing guards? Because
I have one guy that pisses me off. He looks at me like I'm stupid and he tries to direct me into oncoming traffic. And I'm like, hey,
the way
stop.
This woman walks around with her tiny stop sign like she is the law.
I know. Well, and by the way,
Brady hates her too. We talk shit about her.
I looked it up. Okay, well, you're going to be pissed when your son goes to this school where this crossing guard is because he does the same shit. I looked it up and I was like, are they allowed to direct traffic? They're not.
They're not allowed to do like anything.
They literally can cross kids and that's it. But he was literally like directing me and he would always go like this and then like get mad when I wasn't pulling out. And I'm like, there's a truck coming, sir. You're not able to see, I don't think, but I'm not going to pull out.
I will.
There's
I'm gonna
a fucking car.
I'm gonna make my own decisions here.
I had to talk to a cop who was standing there at the school the one time because I was like, just so you know, this man is trying to cause accidents. Like he is directing traffic.
Can somebody please take his stop sign away?
He goes, take
his little orange vest away.
Because we've had to talk to him multiple times. I was like, yeah, he's probably almost caused wrecks because he's like, come on, go ahead, go out. And I'm like, I can't. There is
no. This woman is the type of woman who, if somebody is 2 blocks away, she will stand in the crosswalk until they get there. The amount of dads I have seen doing the jog run to get across the street, I'm like, hey, you're making this uncomfortable for everybody.
You don't have to get out there until they're standing on the other side.
And if anything, they can wait.
They'll be okay. The school's not gonna. I mean, unless they're like the bell has rung. And they're jogging to get to the school. Otherwise, they're going to be okay. A lot of times,
this is in the afternoon when it's a big deal.
Oh, my God.
Because in the morning, it's drop-off is a little bit more staggered, but pickup takes a while.
Yes, it does.
And if you stop in because the way my kids' school is, you have to like, you're in a line for a very long time and then you turn into the parking lot. But if you get into the crosswalk, she'll stand at your car and look at you like you're the dumbest motherfucker to ever walk this earth.
Audacity.
She just like spanks the front of your car with her stop sign. She does it. Just as far as I've seen, she's never hit anyone with her stop sign.
I wouldn't put it past
slandering this woman.
No.
Anyway.
There are a couple. I will tell you, the one in the school where my son goes to is a fucking gem. She's a beautiful woman. She's a beautiful lady. I wish nothing but the best for that woman. Oh. You could tell that she really cares about her job, and she's been there for a very long time. That specific crosswalk.
Yeah.
And I think it's just like a part-time job. So she has another thing she does, but she is out there. Rain, cold, snow.
Well,
doesn't matter.
This woman is too. I mean, she's also doing it.
Hey,
but she looks mad at all the cars.
That's what I mean. This lady is so nice. She'll be like, "Come on, kids," and then she'll be like, "Sorry." And then she's like, "Come on," to the cars. Then she's like, "Sorry, kids." She's very aware of that, but she never tries to direct anyone. There's no accidents happening.
Mine will hold eye contact with you while ushering other people. She's like, "I hate you and everything you stand for in your fucking car. Walkers only."
Stupid bitch.
Stupid bitch vehicle haver. That's what I think. And then she's such a fucking hypocrite, gets in her own vehicle.
Yeah, you didn't walk here, you son of a bitch.
Yeah. Idiot.
Yeah.
Anyway, last thing that I have here is I've been watching a NASCAR documentary.
You lost me immediately. I'm
and
out.
This is all the only part of this that matters is there.
Dale Earnhardt?
No, but Big Rip.
Yeah.
Remember, everyone, never forget.
I won't.
Raise Dale, praise Hale, or whatever Brady said that one time. No, but this one guy was talking about how him and another car driver, they get along, and he said, and I know this because I have captions on so I can hear better, says our personalities jibe with a B. And it turns out
that's a word.
That's a word.
It is, yeah.
I thought this whole time
jive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which also sounds like it would work.
I think it is a word still, but jibe is a word.
Jive?
Jibe.
Jive is also a word.
They're both words.
I know, but I didn't know jibe was a word.
Yeah. I was thinking Jebediah. A lot of Amish around here.
No, but when he said our personalities jibe, I'm like, jibe? Jive? What are you saying to me?
Like jive. There's something with turkeys that I'm thinking with jive. Jive turkeys. You know what I'm saying? In the 70s. You jive turkey. Something.
You think they called each other turkeys?
That's what, I don't know. I think
the hand jive is this. I know that.
That's not the hand jibe.
What? I don't think so.
All right. How much do you know about NASCAR?
How much do I know about NASCAR? I know there's
favorite?
A guy named Bubba.
Okay.
I like Bubba.
I knew a little bit about a lot back in the day.
Oh, do you remember there was a girl we were friends with? Her mom was obsessed with Jeff Gordon.
I was going to say Jeff Gordon. Jeff Gordon was exactly who I was going to talk about, but except we didn't like Jeff Gordon. We liked Mark. My stepdad. Not me at all. But he was really into it. And I was like, I mean, this is cool. Here's what's toxic about me. I watched 4 of the Rex.
No, I think that's why everyone watches.
The rest of it was
I love wrecks. I love car accidents. I love danger. What are you saying to me?
The rest of it was boring. But then something would flip every once in a while. And I was like, that was crazy.
Yeah.
And a lot of times nothing bad happened because they're pretty strapped in.
Well, my kids
So I was like into that.
We've been watching Cars a lot. And my kids are like, this is like real life Cars. And I was like, well, Cars is like animated NASCAR.
Yeah.
I understand the confusion.
Yeah. Mark, what was his name? It was number 6. I don't know. Mark Martin.
Okay, I don't know. You
I don't know.
Say anything to
That's
me.
what somebody.
I just knew Dale Earnhardt Jr. I knew Dale Earnhardt. I knew Jeff Gordon.
He was a real Valvoline guy, if you know what I mean.
I don't know what that means at all. But Michael Jordan owns.
I found him.
Michael Jordan owns a NASCAR thing.
Really?
Yeah, he was in the documentary. He was like, "We'll get him next time, champ." And I'm like, "Oh my god, you're
Michael
just like
Jordan, the basketball player."
Yes.
The Space Jam.
Yes.
NASCAR. Yes. Golf. How many things does this man have his fingers in?
Yeah,
How
a
many
lot of fingers, a lot of pies, brother. A lot of life to live, a lot of pies to stick my fingers in.
I bet you Michael Jordan's got really long fingers. You know what?
I bet he drives really fast. He doesn't drive the car. Could you imagine? He's so tall.
Oh my God.
He's just in there like this.
He'd be the biggest car on the lot. This is
Yeah.
Mark Martin. I found him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you did. Sure thing.
I don't know why I care so much. But there was just things of his number 6 car. Viagra is his car.
Shut up. He drove the Viagra car? Oh my God.
For a long time, I think it was Valvoline, but it is Viagra now. And so we
Maybe
did have
they told you it
posters and
was-
stuff all over our house for the Viagra. Cut it!
Wow. Yeah, I don't know.
If you ate first, you're coming at least. That's what I've always
That's
said.
what I've always said.
All right. Anyways, I have stories for you. Like actual stories. Like from our readers.
Whoa.
Because I wanted to do a mashup. Because the last time we did was in December. I feel like we need this once a year. Once a year.
Once a month. Yes. Yes. I was thinking it's been a minute since I've heard some stories.
It keeps us fresh. It keeps us feeling good.
It keeps me frothy.
I've got some
Doozers?
Well, I think I'll start with this
Doozers,
one.
boozers, and real fucking losers?
Yes. Okay. This one is very fucking funny to me because it is not really a story at all. It's a dream, but it is involving both of us.
Oh my God.
This person dreamt about us, which honestly I hear happens a lot. So if you have dreams involving us ever and you want to send them to us, I think it's really funny. This one made me laugh out loud.
It's like
several
fan
times.
fiction a little
Yes.
bit.
This says, "Hey ladies, y'all can call me A, and my pronouns are they, them, but honestly, I don't mean shit to this story. I'm hardly relevant to it, but it was a dream I had about you guys." So this entire dream, I was watching it like I was in Jerry's body.
Okay. Get on in here.
We start in a parking lot behind a preschool, ? With like
I've had
children's play.
I've gotten down in a preschool parking lot.
Well, who hasn't?
No kids were around. It was dark and raining. It was thunderstorming.
That's beautiful. Romantic. With like children's playground things in a grassy area behind the parking lot.
Okay,
Now, what
I'm
does
there.
that sound like to you? To me, it sounds like our elementary school. That's what I was picturing in this.
Oh, I was picturing where I was.
Okay.
In the other.
No, we're not
moment. Wait,
fucking.
say it again.
Start in a parking lot behind a preschool ? With like children's playground things in a grassy area behind the parking lot.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. It's nighttime, like pitch black, dark nighttime. Jerry is laying on her car.
My
Quotes
God.
on
Are
her.
you sure you didn't?
I know. This says, "I have no idea what Jerry's car looks like, but in my dream, it was a grayish Subaru from the early 2000s, just to give you a good picture. LMAO. She is crying and just having a moment. Sierra shows up to join in the moment, but she is like not matching the vibes at all."
That checks out.
Sierra's having a great time.
That's like when I used to pick you up to go cry in my car.
And I'm like, "This is fine." Super high energy. She wants to play on the playground equipment. And Jerry is now laying in the wet grass, still crying.
Dude, this sounds like what actually happened.
Okay, wait. This is all the way that I was like, could all happen. Then there's an explosion noise and a car goes flying through the air from a building nearby and it lands in a field farther away from the playground equipment. It lands in the field and it's on fire. And then there are some men that immediately go running towards it. For some reason, in my dream, I immediately know that these men are criminals. Murderers, maybe? I don't know.
Okay.
They could be tax evaders for all I fucking know. But she does know they do know that they're criminals. I said she because I was assuming it's you, but I forget they are in your head in this scenario. Okay.
Yeah.
So as soon as the exploding car lands, Sierra lays flat on the ground and Army crawls forward, hiding behind a little kid's plastic playhouse, trying to get Jerry to come with her to go investigate. Jerry says, "Fuck no." She's not crying anymore.
You know what's funny is I would be the one to try and investigate.
Do you think? I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know. It depends on how manic I'm being that day.
I would absolutely want to go towards the danger.
Yeah. And so
You don't
Jerry
fuck with fire.
That's true. That's true. I don't fuck with fire. Jerry says, "Fuck no," no longer crying, and goes and hides on the ground next to her car. Sierra decides she doesn't care if she's by herself. She's going to investigate anyways. Jerry pulls out her phone and calls Sierra's mom and asks if she can come pick you guys up. Listen to this part. Sierra's mom says no because both Jerry and Sierra have their cars there, but that you guys are welcome to come to her house.
your mom, though.
That's the most my mom answer.
100% your mom. Also, that reminded me.
I'm not coming to get you. You guys both have your cars there. You're
welcome
welcome to my
come
house,
after.
but I'm not putting my bra on to come out to get you. That's what I know.
I just got my nails done the other day, and I was talking with my. Thank you. I was talking with my nail tech about that video I showed you about the only booby and pee-pee. Booby pee-pee.
Nothing
else. And I'm the president, so you have to widowy listen to me. Anyway, I think it's so fucking funny when creators do the baby voice to talk for the government.
Yes,
I think it's hysterical.
it's very funny.
And then her and I kept doing it, but then talking about how scary the climate of the world is. And we were like, Mom, I'm not having a good time on Earth. Will you please come and get me? And my nail tech goes, I want to go to Pluto. And now that's like my vocal stim is just
I want to go to Pluto.
That's a fact.
I'm scared on Earth. I want to go to Pluto. Me too, Mom. Okay. Jerry decides that she's going to be the getaway driver, and so she gets in her car but doesn't wait for Sierra. She just starts driving away. Sierra is now been seen by the criminal men that are standing near the flaming car. So she's running for her life down the road that Jerry is driving down. Sierra's trying to catch up to the car to get in and run away, but Jerry will not stop fully. She's going like 5 miles per hour and just keeps saying, just jump in. Hurry. I can't catch up. So Sierra is holding on to the open car door and being dragged by the car. Until finally, she gets her feet underneath herself and jumps into the car. She slams the door shut and they speed off away from the criminal men. Now, at this point, there was a jump in my dream while y'all are driving, but the next thing I remember is Jerry very quickly backing into Sierra's mom's driveway. This is a gravel driveway that goes downhill and the house is at the bottom of the hill. Jerry backs down the driveway so fast that she accidentally knocks over a gnome statue that is at the bottom of the steps to the front door of Sierra's mom's home. The gnome cracks just as Sierra's mom is walking out of the house. As soon as she walks out of the house, she starts scolding Jerry for breaking her favorite gnome. There are like 50 other gnomes all around the yard. It's funny because my mom, we don't have any gnomes, but I bet my mom does give big gnome energy.
And also, if she would have apologized to me for having the gnome there.
So oh my God, I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry. I've been meaning to move that gnome. They've been telling me to move this gnome. I'm so sorry.
She would have for sure. These are all different gnomes, all 50 different gnomes, by the way. Jerry offers to pay to replace the gnome, but then Sierra's mom goes, no, I don't want your money. Just come inside already. Finally, you guys explain why you had to hide at Sierra's mom's house. And Sierra's mom gets upset with you guys because she thinks you've drawn the criminals to her house. Very relatable.
Now we're back to your actual mom. Why would you bring them here, you idiots?
Are you fucking kidding? They're going to come here? Guys, think. Next thing I know, you guys and Sierra's mom are all getting in Jerry's car and you drive to Susan's house to hide there. She lets you in and promises to protect you guys from any criminals. That's when I woke up and I immediately thought, damn, Susan's a badass. My mom's going to be furious.
I'm so hysterical. Like, I think it's so funny that your brain created this storyline based on what you have heard us say about us and the people in our lives. That is really, really funny to me.
So funny. By the way, if you read this on the Patreon, read this on the Patreon, I will cry. Don't even worry. It's on you're number one, brother. It's totally fine. I will cry because I'm a broke college student. JK, I hope you guys make some good money, not trying to guilt trip anyone. Well, not joking about the broke college student part. But I won't try and make y'all feel bad because then I'll feel bad too. Love you guys so much. Hope this gave you a bit of a giggle because it's definitely made me laugh a lot every time I think about it. The end. A.
Oh, thank you, A. That was really funny.
I was like, that's a funny story.
It does sound like just a funny story that someone written about us.
This is honestly kind of accurate.
Yeah, it's scarily close to accurate.
Yes.
Like in another dimension.
Truly. All right, so this one I have a hometown scandal / conspiracy.
Okay.
And I'm not going to tell you the title because it kind of gives it away, but I will tell you what it is afterwards. Ready? Hey, ladies, my name is Maddie, she, her. I'm 24 years old, and you can definitely share my name with the pod. I don't think the story will be very long, but I promise you it is quite hilarious, and it shows just how idiotic the general public can be. So about 11 years ago, it was my grandma's 70th birthday, and to celebrate, we got all of her children and their children together at my parents' place to have a big-ass party. We barbecued, we dressed up like we were in the 70s when my grandma was in her prime. How cute is that?
That's so cute.
And my brother and I performed a song from her childhood.
Oh,
isn't that really sweet? Overall, it was such a beautiful day. And at the end of the
Watch it
night,
be like, war.
what is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again.
Happy birthday, Grandma.
Overall, it was a beautiful day. And at the end of the night, we decided to light paper lanterns and send them up into the sky.
Aww.
That says, I think you could see where this is going. When I originally read this, I did not, by the way,
I know.
see where this is going.
Yeah.
The next morning, there was at least one. I think there were more, but I can't remember because I was 12. Articles stating that there had been UFO sightings in our city the night before.
Nuh-uh. That's not where my brain went. My brain went to fire because it's like somewhat illegal in places to set those lanterns off because I think one of them went into like a monkey's cage at a zoo, like an exhibit, and like
lit it on fire.
Yeah,
oh my God, that's so scary.
Did I make that up?
I don't know.
Is that a real story? I think a paper lantern killed some monkeys in a zoo one time.
It's crazy.
Tell me if I made that up.
I really wish the original articles were still online, but since they aren't, the only thing I was able to find was a Facebook post where my cousin shared one of the articles claiming UFO sightings. I'll attach a screenshot below. The title of the article reads, UFO sightings in Lethbridge, Alberta on June 22nd, 2013. 9 reddish orange orbs. Reddish orange orbs. That is really hard to say. Flying high speed over North Lethbridge, Alberta, and heading east. Here's a quote from the article that my cousin posted to Facebook. Quote, on the night of June 22nd, 2013, at approximately 11 p.m., while observing the supermoon, my wife and I noticed 9 reddish orange orbs flying east at high speed over North Lethbridge, Alberta, Canada. Alberta. These were not flares, airplanes, or helicopters. The objects made no sounds and were in scattered formation. Altitudes ranged from the lowest orb flying approximately 20,000 to the highest being approximately 40,000 feet.
How the fuck do you know, homie?
Exactly. For
like,
about 2 minutes until they formed a triangle formation pattern and then disappeared straight up into the stars.
That's impressive.
The whole event lasted about 3 minutes. And also, I think some people just want to exaggerate a little bit. But who knows? I often think about this situation, and I wonder if the people who reported the apparent UFO sighting ever saw our Facebook posts and learned that they were, in fact, cheap-ass paper lanterns from the dollar store. Or if these folks are still telling their story to this day, thinking it was some crazy extraterrestrial experience. And honestly, a part of me hopes that they didn't find out about the lanterns so that they could keep their UFO dreams alive.
To be fair, UFO stands for unidentified flying object. To them,
that's what it was.
That is exactly what it was.
So yeah, that's the story of how for my grandma's 70th birthday, we released 9, there were actually 20, reddish orange orbs, paper lanterns into the sky that were definitely not flares, airplanes, or helicopters. How they supposedly formed a triangle formation pattern is still beyond me. I hope you enjoyed this silly hometown scandal meets UFO sighting. Thank you, gal, so much for all that you do. I live in Canada, so I have yet to come to a live show, but Cece, girl in the DUI is up. Please come to Alberta. I'll probably travel anywhere in the country to see you, but it would make my life and my bank account a hell of a lot easier if you came to Edmonton or Calgary. Thanks. Love you loads, Maddie.
Maddie, what if there were also UFOs that night?
Yeah.
What if the paper lanterns weren't
like what they saw?
You know what I mean? That's a possibility.
That's cool.
What
if the UFO came down because they were like, what's this?
Yeah. They were like, you called? You rang?
What's up, bitch?
Maybe. I don't know. That'd be crazy.
Could be.
That'd be crazy. I remember the first time I saw a Starlink.
Oh my
in the
God.
sky.
Remember you called me or you sent it to me and I was like,
Yeah.
Corey, fucking look at this shit. And then I went outside and looked at it and I freaked out and then I Googled it and I was pissed.
I think it was Christmas 2 years ago.
Yeah.
We were driving home and I looked out the window and I was like, oh my God. And I felt that feeling where when you see something and you know you should document it because no one's going to believe you, but for some reason you can't pull your phone out. Yeah. I had that and I was like, oh my God, that's real. That's a thing. Maybe it's mind control. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's just ADHD.
Could be.
I think I just got trapped in my own head. But then I did take a picture. No, I didn't. I Googled what I saw and then the image of Starlink popped up and I was like, that is what I saw.
That is exactly.
That is just a satellite.
Turns out. Son of a bitch. Okay.
Oh no.
What?
Isn't that?
Yeah. We don't speak that person's name, and I never want to talk about him ever.
But
again.
That makes me scared. That
I know
that's a means of control.
Well, I guess we'll all find out. I guess we're fucking around and finding out this year.
I guess.
Who fucking knows?
I didn't sign up for that.
I didn't sign up for it either. Okay. This one is called Attempted Murder Runs in Their Family Scandal. I got some good scandals.
You do have some good scandals. Also, I think we should pause and just say we are not a political podcast, but we are people who have or who are affected by politics. Yeah. And so we will discuss them from time to time. And although we are not speaking about what happened this past week, know that we think it's disgusting.
Disgusting.
And we're horrified by it. And what we are doing right now is providing an opportunity for an escape and a safe space for people.
And I would just like to say to anybody who's listening who, and you know what we're talking about, it's not hard to figure out. There was a gesture made that a lot of people are trying to excuse. And here's my thing to you. If you're a person who's making excuses for that, my question is, if he genuinely meant no harm by it, why is he not coming out vehemently denying it and saying he's disgusted by it as well? Wouldn't you? If I accidentally did something that perhaps looked like something that I was 100% against, I would come out and say, absolutely not. I would never do that. I'm 100% against that and I denounce it entirely. Right? So if he hasn't,
I certainly wouldn't get on my own platform and double down with puns.
Trying to be funny, trying to make jokes out of it, reposting things from actual white supremacy groups. I don't know. I don't know. So, use your own, come to your own conclusions, I guess. But when people tell you who they are, you should probably just listen.
Yep.
Hey, ladies, and this is a good example of that. Hey, ladies, I considered sending in this story when you were first asking for scandals, but there was no conclusion to the first half of the story, which made it a very short read. However, there's an update to the story, and the plot has thickened. I'm going to try to be vague enough to not give away identifying things, but have enough to hopefully make you gasp. That being said, please give me a fake name. I'm not going to say your name at all. Friend. Nobody needs to know who you are.
It's from our friend.
And don't worry, this one actually has a scandal in it, unlike the other one I sent in. Don't even know which one you're talking about. Don't even know. It actually contains 2 scandals, and it kind of feels like that quote, if I had a nickel, I'd only have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice, right? Okay. Anyways, time for our favorite part of all the stories, context and character introductions. This story involves my dad, my neighbor's ex-lady, his son, and his son's wife. To make this easier I'll assign fake names to them now. Okay. My neighbor is John. John's ex, the lady. Okay. We'll just call her lady. His son, Lil John. Okay. My dad. Okay. Okay, now that that's out of the way, let's get into it. John and my dad were as close as 2 men their age could be, meaning they would work on cars together for hours and do each other favors if it involved fixing something. Oftentimes, me and my sister would have to walk across the street to drag my dad out of the garage due to the fact that there was no clock in there. At this point in the story, John had an on-again, off-again relationship with Lady, his woman, that had spanned a few years. We knew her semi-well because sometimes when Dad was busy in the garage, she would invite us over to hang out in their house. We would also get inviters. We would also get invited to dinners at their house when she would cook for us. She always did the cooking. An important fact about Lady that you should know is that she was a nurse, which my dad took advantage of if me or my sister ever got sick. In fact, one of my most vivid memories as a kid is watching my sister get a shot in her ass cheek from Lady in the middle of our kitchen because it was free, and you can't beat free. This is America. Anyways, around this time of coming over for dinners and hanging out with Lady, John started to get sick, like really sick, like cancer sick. Aww. Which didn't really surprise me too much because he drank and smoked every day.
And Lady's been giving him shots in the ass.
However, what was surprising was how fast he got sick and how fast it developed. Of course, my child brain didn't pick up on how suspicious that was, nor did my child brain connect it to Lady's eagerness to get married.
Oh.
Luckily, John's doctor did pick up on it. He pulled him to the side and told John his suspicion that Lady, being a nurse who takes medicines home, was poisoning him in the food she'd cooked for him.
Uh-oh.
After that, Lady was obviously gone for good and she never came back. I don't remember much past that development, and I'm sure they wouldn't have told me anyways. But remember when I said I had 2 nickels?
Mm-hmm.
Well, many years later, John's son, Lil John, got married and had a kid with his wife, which all seems like sunshine and rainbows for a while. However, Lil John's wife had started an affair with the neighbor down the road and wanted to divorce Lil John. Now, an important fact to know about Lil John's wife is that she had an occupation that allowed her to get Lil John thrown into a facility against his will for a bit.
What?
Maybe like a psychiatric facility or
Maybe.
something? Interesting. During Lil John's time in the facility, his wife got her affair partner to forge his signature to get money off their house. They also sold all his tools / stole all his expensive items while he was away, which is illegal enough in itself. However, I still have that nickel. While he was put away against his will, Lil John's wife and affair partner messed with his vehicle enough that it was obvious they were trying to kill him and make it look like an accident. So I guess attempted murder runs in the family, or there's something in the water in my street. Either way, I have 2 nickels.
That is delicious scandal.
I know! I read that one and I said, oop, immediately put over. I didn't even have a fucking episode ready, but when it immediately came in, I read it that day and I went, boop, that's going to go to the next time that we do something. Immediate, yes.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I'm like a little bit speechless.
I know.
Because
it's a good one.
I can't imagine. So, whatever happened to that woman?
I don't know.
They got to get in trouble for that, right?
You gotta hope.
Because that's not good.
That's not
nice.
That's not good at all.
Nice. Hey, that's mean what you did messing with his car while you had him locked up in a facility against his will.
Really bad.
You know what that sounds like? A soap opera.
Yes.
I watched enough soap operas as my time as a child.
Really did.
That I
know a soap opera or two when it comes.
I think soap operas changed the chemistry of my brain as a child.
Jerry, it did. I could say for a fact. I think it did.
I think it's concerning. I think someone should help.
The way you were watching those and I was watching like The Real World and Jersey Shore, I think really explains who we are as people.
What show did you watch as a child that you absolutely had no business watching that altered your brain chemistry?
Baywatch, the fucking Girls Next Door, that Playboy Mansion one, and like the Real World type shows. Those were my jam. I watched them all the time. And I think it developed my personality in a really weird way. And you were watching The Secret Life, Pretty Little Liars.
Not even that.
Oh, you were watching like Days of Our Lives type
Days
shit.
of Our Lives. Oh, fuck.
I mean, just
Passions.
Yeah, you were watching some heavy shit.
And then I was also watching...
You and all your sisters, man.
I was watching The Price is Right. Those were the two kinds of shows I watched.
The drama.
Yeah. Family Feud, The Price is Right, Passions, and Days of Our Lives.
I remember coming over to Jerry's house like after school and she'd be like, we're going to watch Passions or whatever it was that was on. And I was like, hey... What the fuck? They were like, I'm in love with you, but you're my uncle. And I was like, what? What are we watching?
Yeah.
Anyways.
I had such a crush on Luis was his name. He was a cop.
Oh.
And his sister Teresa was always in some shit.
Great.
She was in love with Ethan, but she couldn't be with Ethan because
they never can.
Father was evil.
Oh.
No. And then so she would go to this witch in town who had a tiny little doll named Timmy who would come to life sometimes.
We should do an episode where you just try to explain Passions episodes to me.
I think that's all I have. Timmy died though in real life. Big rip Timmy.
The doll was a person.
He came to life.
Oh.
He had a voice on him. He sure did.
All right.
And I think at one point they were like, did that doll just come to life? And she was like, no. She's like, I'm pretty sure that fucking doll just moved. And she's like, absolutely, he wouldn't do that.
I don't think so.
And then Timmy would be like, oh my God, she almost caught me.
This is crazy news.
This is crazy. It's crazy.
All right. Actually, you know what? I have 2 more. How's that sound?
Great.
I'll do this one first, then we'll end on a silly one.
Okay.
Kind of silly, but it's a short one, but I think it's funny.
Okay.
This one is not, though. This is a haunted story. Witchy, haunted, my family's dramatic exits. Am I haunted by my relatives? Witchy stories. Here we go. Hey, ladies, my name is Taylor, she, her, and yes, you can use my name. I would like to apologize in advance as my birth year is in my email, and I am sorry for reminding you that although I was born in 2004, I am in fact 20 years old. That makes me sick.
That feels like that shouldn't be allowed.
Shouldn't be allowed. I'm sick right now. I read that and I gagged.
Someone said the 1900s the other day, and I was like, don't do that. Don't do that.
I am from Canada's East Coast. Please come visit. A lot of Canadians here. And I am here to tell you about a string of spooky events that have happened to my family over the years. I hope if you read this on the pod, it's not on the Patreon, as I am a broke college student. There's a lot of Canadians that are broke college students. But whether it gets read by just you guys or not, I hope it gives you a few goosepimps. I grew up in a religious household, which is mostly only relevant because some of this stuff is so undeniably weird that even my mother agrees we must come from a long line of witches. Without further ado, buckle up, bitches, and get ready to meet my family that haunts me. Feel free to skip around if you don't want to read all the stories. Here we go. I'm going to read them all. When I was a toddler, I loved my great aunt. Oh, that scared me. I heard a knock. I was like, hello. When I was a toddler, I loved my great aunt because she loved children. And more specifically, she was obsessed with me. And as a middle child, I was there for that. She lived across the road from my grandmother, so I was over there all the time. So the day that she died, my mother didn't know how to tell a toddler that one of her best friends wouldn't be able to visit her anymore. I know. My great aunt, however, had that covered, and I could feel it in my spooky, spooky bones. As we got to her house to clean and prep for people coming to mourn together, Mom was just going to bring me along and hope that I didn't notice that she wasn't around anymore. But I locked up and shut down on her doorstep, and I started wailing. She's not in there. She's gone, and she's never coming back. Oh, a scary thing to hear from a toddler. When we get inside, we find that her alarm clock that was plugged into her wall that had backup batteries stopped without reason at the estimated time of her death. Even though no other electronics showed signs of the power flicking and the clock continued to work outside the house, and I still use it more than 15 years later, because what's she going to do about it? Haunt me? Been there, done that. By the way, that was a thing that happened in my grandparents' house. I was going to say that. After my aunt died. They had multiple clocks in their house that stopped at the time that was estimated that she died.
Yep. I remember you telling me that the first time, and it gave me such chills.
I was going to say, I think I told it to you right when it happened. Did I not? Maybe not, because I know we weren't. But like, it was something 10
years ago. But yeah, I'm
spooky.
Yeah.
Spooky.
Because you were like multiple clocks in the house.
One was like a wristwatch that was in a junk drawer.
Yep.
That who knows how long it's been used, and it was stopped at that time, and we were all like, "What the fuck is?" That was the first time I had been like, "Okay, there are signs that people are still here." Anyways,
could you imagine your first like job as a ghost is go and stop all the clocks?
You have to know.
Hey, the world stops for me right now.
Right now, you have to. Well, where the fuck is this? Okay, got it. When her sister died, her sister was a witch. I'm just kidding. So great aunt's sister died. Yes. She was very healthy with no sign of concern or decline until one night she said Jesus, quote, showed her a sign. And she meant that literally. The night before, she had a dream that Jesus walked in with a large cardboard sign. This says, parentheses, I like to imagine him as one of those sign flippers outside the restaurant doing tricks, but he was probably just walking around like a loser. And the sign told her that she was going to die. So he just walked into her house with a sign that says, you're gonna die. Horrifying.
Want to die? Circle yes or no.
So fucking scary,
or
dude.
Time to go.
So scary.
What do you think the sign said?
Listen, I don't know.
Leave it in the comments below. What did
the sign say? And what do you want your sign to say when it's your time?
Yeah.
I wanted to say ice cream this way. Free pasta for life.
Oh, dude.
I'm coming. I'm getting on that truck right there. It's free puppies. Like, okay. Anyways, she claims she felt completely healthy, but who was she to challenge the baby Lord? So she called her loved ones and she said her, quote, in case this is goodbyes to them all. What? She was the first one to call herself crazy for holding so much weight in this dream, but she wanted to listen to her body and her faith. And sure enough, she passed away suddenly less than a week later.
Oh my God, he was like the Ring.
It
said 7 days.
That's all it said. He had his hair in his face. Yes. He was wet for some reason.
He climbed out of the TV soaking wet and had a sign that said 7 days.
So scary.
Welcome to Taco Hell. This is not a Baja Blast.
Not welcome to Taco Hell. Okay, the last person who I remember who insisted on a theatrical exit was my sweet, sweet grandmother. So I think these are all sisters, by the way, which is very witchy. These next stories always make me a little extra sad, as she truly was our rock and one of those people who, no matter how much time you had with them, it was never enough. In the last bit of our time with her, she used to joke with us that we should start locking the door on people because she could not fathom why, if people wouldn't visit her when she was healthy, why would she want to see them when she is sick?
Ooh, period. Go off, queen.
And that's just a fact.
Jesus walks in with a sign. Period, poo. He said, yes, diva.
Queen. The night before, as my mom... Sorry. The way I'm just going to picture Jesus walking into rooms with signs now is so funny. Oh my God.
It's just him at the end of Love Actually with all those signs.
The night before, as my mom was putting her to bed in her dark room, she scolded my mom for having the light on so bright. The room is dark.
Okay.
And to, quote, put that silly statue away. My mom was confused and asked what statue? And she replied, the angel sitting in the corner. And she told her again, go ahead and put it away. They were in the spare room that had recently been cleaned out, and there was nothing in that corner, even if the lights were on to see it.
My grandpa saw bugs on the ceiling.
Yeah, our grandma saw gargoyles.
Yeah, she did.
In her bathroom.
Grandma, those are angels. Because those things are ugly as hell.
Get it out of here.
Get it out of here.
Like, you see what I'm seeing? I was like, no. And she's like, there's a gargoyle in the corner of the room. I was like, I don't think I'm seeing what you're seeing.
Grandma's high again.
Grandma, I think you're on a lot of Oxycontin.
She was on a lot of drugs, dude. She was on so many drugs.
They were like, the light is fading. I was like, I think she's high as fuck.
Yeah, for sure.
I think she's really fucking
She was also
high.
on marijuana pills.
Yeah. Yeah, she was. On her last day, the house was full of people to say their goodbyes and to mourn together. And we were told she had around 10 hours when suddenly the house felt too small. And all I could think was that I did not want to be in that house with those people who shouldn't be there with her when she passed.
She said, get out.
Get out.
She's all of a sudden the big thing from Frozen when Elsa's like trying to get them out of her house.
The big Yeti thing.
Yeah.
I started.
Don't come back.
We won't. I started panicking and told my mom I had to get out of the house and I couldn't be there anymore. I could feel the dread in every molecule of my body. And although we were told we had hours, I had to leave immediately. I started driving home and I had one foot in the door of our house when I found out that she passed during my less than 3-minute drive home. We later heard from a friend that he felt it wasn't his place to be with the family, but he wanted to be nearby to pray over both her and us. Unbeknownst to us, he had come over to sit in her garden near her beloved bird feeders when he noticed the birds suddenly started all singing together, louder than he had ever heard before. And then, all at the same time, they became dead silent.
Ooh.
That's some horror movie shit. But it's
I
kind
would
of
be
fucking, I would
spooked.
cry. I would fucking start sprinting away.
I would be so spooked, dude. But also
scary as fuck a little bit.
That's sick.
That's so sick.
I want the birds to scream when I die.
When I do. When the doves scream.
I want the birds to scream when I die,
That's
dude.
what I'm saying.
Get together and yell.
You better yell for me and then immediately become quiet as I take my last breath.
The birds with their wings are like, oh. So
quiet. He looked at the time because he felt that was a little suspicious. And when comparing it later, it was the exact time of when she had passed.
He said, that's suspicious.
That's weird. A week later, my grandfather, her true sweetheart, was finishing the puzzle they had been working on together. And he couldn't find the last piece.
Oh.
He started asking if anyone had seen it around, but no one had, so we just all assumed it was lost in the shuffle. One morning, however, the last piece, the one he always saved for her to put in to finish the puzzle, was sitting on the table right beside the near completed puzzle.
Aww.
We like to think she was teasing him one last time.
She just like went to her grave with it. She's just like in the
This
ground.
is mine.
You're never gonna finish that.
Sorry to get a little sad in this witchy story, but I can easily say no matter what happens after we leave here, there is no doubt to me that we can stick around for a little bit and bridge those connections with our loved ones.
Aww. That's sweet to think about.
That's really nice to think about. And I'm going to make the birds fucking scream for me. I always tell my friends that if I don't haunt them after my time here, then something went wrong. I also wanted to include a quote I heard from the love of my life, Andrew Garfield, who said,
I love him as well.
Same. Who said, quote,
The love of my life.
Grief is the unexpressed, sprechen Sie Deutsch.
9.
Grief is the unexpressed love we didn't get to tell them. And quote, I hope this grief stays with me because it's all the unexpressed love I didn't get to tell her.
Oh,
I know. You ladies have made my long drives to my rural school for the past few years much more bearable, bringing me through high school, graduation, and now university. You've taught me to show myself grace and not to worry about the timeline that someone else set out for me. It will all happen in time. Thank you for all you do for your online community. Your long distance bestie, Taylor.
Oh, Taylor,
That's
thank you
good
for that.
story.
I love those.
Very good story.
Those are very heartwarming.
Yes, good heartworm.
I knew
Medicine.
Mosby doesn't have
For
heartworms.
us all, well, that's great news.
That is good news.
That is.
He's got 2 different tick diseases.
that's bad.
So there's that. He's down with the tickness, if you will. 2 different kinds.
Down with the tickness.
I knew when my grandma passed, like the night that it happened. For some reason, I just knew it was going to happen that night. And I woke up the next morning and my mom was like, hey, come into your sister's room. And all 3 of us were in there. And I was like, she's gone, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's that.
Yeah.
You never want to talk to us. What is
this about?
What is this about? Why are we having a meeting?
Well, I had like a visceral physical reaction. I don't know if you remember me telling you this, but my mom went to the hospital, so she knew about it, but she didn't wake me and my sister up because it was like at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
2 or 3 a.m.
For your aunt?
Yes. And but I was really sick. I don't know if you remember this, but I was really sick. I had like strep throat plus the flu.
Yeah.
And actually my last interaction with her was the day she died, like the day before on Christmas Eve. I went to the store to get orange juice because I was like, I need and medicine. And she ended up passing me on the road. She pulled her car over. We talked. She was like, I'll see you tonight for Christmas or tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow for Christmas. And I was like, okay, see you then. Love you. That was the last time I saw her. But I woke up and like vomited my guts out. Like hardcore. I was like, this is the sickest I've ever been. I remember thinking, I feel like I'm dying right now. Like it was like my body had an intense reaction. And then to know that was probably at the same time that all that was going down was really crazy. It felt like it was like my body reacting to it before I knew that it happened.
Yeah.
That was very weird.
That is
I didn't
weird.
eat for like 3 days after that because that was such a fucking weird thing. And my stomach was all fucked up. And I was like, I can't. I drank a lot of alcohol, but I didn't eat it all.
I forgot until I just said all of that about being in my sister's room. My mom asked all of us if we wanted to go to school or not. And I said that I wanted to go to school because we were in 5th grade and it was the day we were supposed to read to the first graders.
Yes, that's right.
And so we went down to read to the first grade class, and we got paired with a buddy, and I was given a book, and the book that I got was actually about grief, and there was a song in it. The song that they reference in the book is "You Are My Sunshine," which is the song that my grandma always sang to me, and so I felt like she was talking to me like through that. I ended up getting really emotional and going out into the hallway, and then
I think I remember
the
that.
teacher came out. Did she
They
make you?
sent me out.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, did that go? No, I thought it went up.
They
sent me out to go talk to you. That is weird. You just reminded me of that because you said I went out to the hall and I go, I think I was out there with you.
At the same time, it clicked and I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Because the teacher came out then and they were like, we know what happened. But they why
were like,
would an adult send you out?
Because adults were always trying to have me fix the problems back then. I remember our teacher at that, she came to me and she was like, Jerry's really upset. Do you think you can go talk to her? Do you want to go see if she's okay? I was like, I guess. Like, hey, I'm 10.
Hey, her grandma died. What am I supposed to do?
Hey, I don't know that I can explain grief to her right now. Because I'm a child.
I'm also struggling to figure out what's happening
myself. In life. But yeah, they did. They did send me out there. And I went out and talked to you, and you were like, I'm just sad. Because you didn't tell me what happened until I went out to talk to you. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Why are you here?
Well, then our teacher came out because now I'm remembering there was an adult, and I remembered that there was somebody else next to me. It just clicked that it was you. Oh my God.
Yeah. I don't know why they did that, but that was funny. I think they were just like, she needs a friend right now. And I was like, you got it. Don't worry. I come out there, pew, 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 just trying to be silly, goofy Sierra. And you're like, my grandma's dead, dude. And I was like, whoa.
You're like, so back.
I just do the
moonwalk out.
Sorry about that, brother.
Damn.
That's my bad. That's so funny that we both remember that because you said that moment. I was like, I think I was with you.
I think I was there.
That. Oh, Lord. Okay, this is the very last one. It's a fun story, but it's also a poop pants story.
Great.
So just be aware of that.
Oh God, I like sneeze farted out my ass the other day.
Yeah.
Like I was getting my kids ready for school and I was like, put your clothes on. Mommy has to change her fucking underwear. I shit myself.
I sneezed. This is going to be gross. I told you guys I think I'm getting sick again.
I didn't sneeze.
Oh, I like.
No, my ass, what happened felt like a sneeze put out of my ass.
I'm telling you, I sneezed out of my face.
Okay.
And it was like, it was an aggressive one. So it was like,
yeah,
you're snapping your neck. Yep. And although I heard a sound and it was like, and I realized that what came out of my nose just like smacked onto my hardwood floor. I was like, ew, dude. It was so disgusting that I was like gagged. I was like, you're joking me that just came out of my face. I thought I covered my nose. Apparently, I must have just put my elbow
come
up.
Out of your mouth.
No, it came out of underneath my elbow because I put my elbow up, but it happened so aggressively that I didn't make it in time, and so it kind of just went underneath and just really dabbed about it. Yeah, it was gross. Anyways, okay. This is Jer. Listen, if you add rosemary oil to your shampoo, it repels lice.
Word.
Cece, for fleas, sprinkle borax in your carpet, let it sit overnight, then vacuum in the morning. No more fleas. Also, I've been meaning to send this in as a poop story. So here we go. You may remember me as the teenager who shit in a bowl on her friend's roof. Remember that old chestnut? However, today I am a gallbladderless 29-year-old who regularly shits her pants. My daughter and I were on our way to school a few weeks ago. I'm an elementary school special education teacher, and I felt it. The gurgle of doom. I know from experience that once that hits, I have maybe a minute before I no longer have control over my rectal muscles.
Isn't that scary that it can happen that fast?
Quickly? And when then you're like, what do I do?
Yes, because people are like, you shit your pants. Like, what? You don't know it's coming?
No, it
brother,
comes so
if
fast.
I did, you think I would choose this life? No. No.
What am I supposed to do?
You know what's funny is Brady told me he could be a NASCAR driver.
No, I never could.
Or a long haul trucker because the way he can hold his pee.
Crazy.
And he goes, my sphincter is so I could hold it. I was like, you poop 17 times a day.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, but I could hold it if I needed to.
So Corey can do that too. He'll be like, I have to shit so bad. And then he's like, yeah, I did it.
Is it because there were so many of them in their house?
I think
they were
so.
Just like, you gotta hold it.
Because he'll say that to me at the beginning of the day. And then I'll be like, yeah, I have to really shit. And I'm like, you haven't gone yet? That was 6 hours ago. He's like, I don't like to shit when we're out in public. He's a shitter at Homer.
Brady too.
Weird.
I was like, can you shit when we get here?
No.
I don't have the luxury of choosing where I shit.
Me neither. It's happening whether I want it to
me
or not. And that's what happened here. So I clench as hard as I can and look in my rear view mirror with tears in my eyes. I start to tell my daughter, listen, I'm going to pull into this gas station up here. When I get out, jump up here, lock the doors. You're not coming in, and I don't have time to argue. Boom! I rear end the guy in front of me.
Oh, no!
And shit my pants in the process. No! 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 This is the worst thing that could happen. When I read this email, I went, oh my God, out loud when I got to that part.
Oh no.
And I didn't even read the rest of the story. I went immediately, boop, putting that in there. That one will be told, yes. So there I am, sitting in my brown shame, and I quickly decide whether I should play dead or not. Ultimately, I decide again.
You have to act like you're dead.
I've died. I've died, and that's why I released my bowels.
You just like roll down the window. Officer, I'm actually dead. So
I have died.
You can just call my next of kin and tell work I won't be there.
Oh my God. Ultimately, I decide against it. And I stick my head out the window and yell at the guy I hit, asking if he's okay. He says yes, so I call the police and wait. The cops get there and make me get out of the car while he runs our information. Poopy pants. It's no good.
I know you stink. I know you stink.
He comes back, hands me my license, and says, hold tight. He walks.
Do you think I can, sir? Have you smelled my ass? There's nothing being held here.
Nothing's being held tight anywhere around here. He walks. This is a point where I was like, plot twist. He walks to the other driver and puts him in handcuffs and arrests him. Apparently, brother had a warrant.
What?
Yes. What? So to wrap it up, I shit my pants, totaled my car, and got a criminal off the streets all at the same time.
Oh my God.
I'm thinking my superhero name should be something like Brown Justice, but I'm open to suggestions.
I like Brown Justice.
By the way, Hubs and I sat in front row and met you guys in Nashville, and I knew this person as soon as I saw them. Love you lots, Jess.
Oh,
yep,
yes. Yes, because Jess, I was terrified that your husband hated us.
And he was so
he
nice.
He was delightful.
He was so delightful. So delightful.
Yeah, I was like, he's definitely not having a good time.
Because he sat very front and we kept making eye contact, and I was like, I would feel happy when I saw him laugh. I was like, he laughed at that one.
Oh my God. What an incredible story.
Yep.
Thank you for your service.
I always say to myself,
your sphincter.
I'm so scared. But like when you're multitasking like that, you're truly not thinking about actually the task that you're doing, which is driving, which is dangerous.
Yes.
So I don't know how more people are wrecking their cars when they have to shit their pants. Anyways, what a great batch of stories. Oh. I was delighted to read them. And we're going to be reading more of them on our Patreon. So come and hang out with those. We actually have a preferred Patreon stories. Yep. And we have somebody who is getting a cameo later from us, whose husband specifically asked if we would read that. And so we will be reading it on the Patreon for them and then discussing it with her on, oh, did I say husband? Oop.
Sorry,
brother. You gotta fucking propose now, I guess. Get married about it. Congratulations. But anyways, then we're gonna discuss with her afterwards about her story. So anyways, come check those out. It's gonna be very fun.
Yeah, and if you want to win a cameo, there's a tier for that.
There is.
We're gonna be choosing January's this week.
Yes, we will.
Sending those ones out. All right. Thanks for hanging out. By the way, that's patreon.com/ladiesandtangents. And if you haven't yet, go ahead and hit download if you're listening to us.
Download, follow us on all social medias, especially places that maybe aren't TikTok, because who knows still. We're a little nervous. And also I'm not 100% sure. It feels like they took it away and they swapped it out with an evil stepsister while I was gone.
Yeah,
I'm not so sure I trust this bitch anymore.
I feel like that's not the same hamster I had when I left for school.
I think you killed that hamster and you went to the pet store and you thought you could swap it out, and I wouldn't know that was a different hamster. But I saw the hamster's carcass. I watched it die.
I
know the difference a little bit. So anyways, follow us on other social medias if you could.
At Ladies and Tangents.
Thank you.
Thanks for hanging out, everybody. We love you so much. We'll see you next week.
All right.
We're out.
Goodbye.